Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. How is your day going? Today, I'm starting my first ever YouTube series about conquering your fears in business, and this is a big deal. Thus, a new hairdo. Now, I want you to know that this series is going to have three parts, which you will find very useful once you grab a piece of paper and a pen and start writing down some very easy to put in practice advice that I myself have applied on me. That's why I am sharing this with you. Today's number one part is going to be about fear of conquering your decision making. Conquering the fear of taking decisions is a big one. Let's face it, we've all had a lot of situations where instead of being very excited by a great idea that we have just come up with in our job, in our business, when it comes to putting it in practice, it's blank. You get blocked and you cannot go further anymore. This fear of taking decisions can be put completely aside if you get to ask yourself a very simple question. One question: why am I feeling like this? When you get to ask yourself this question, your mind starts to come up with the strong reasons behind this. Your mind starts to come up with solutions. Now, if you have seen my previous videos, I usually advise that you do this task, that you do this question for you for at least 7 times. Go 7 levels deep, as Dean Graziosi suggests, and that's where you find the root, the very core issue that lies underneath it all. It could be that you have taken a decision at some point in your life where you got to this conclusion that any decision you take isn't going to work out for you. Now, when it comes to being afraid of taking a certain decision, know that there is also a fear of the unknown. There is also a fear of what other people think. Also, what other people say. You may be worried about people maybe mocking you, or several other fears that I can go on about for quite some minutes, because this is how our mind works. I want you to know that your mind is negative by default. It does not want to harm you in any way. Its sole purpose and goal is to keep you alive, to keep you well and safe in your physical body. That's why when you get to do something new, when you want to change even the slightest things in your behavior, you get to be not too cooperative at first. Your mind says the following: well, you have lived until this moment by doing exactly what you have done so far. It worked out great for you. You are alive, you are well, you are safe. Why change anything? If you change this, this may be a potential danger for you. You may die. Can you imagine how strong your mind is trying to convince you to eliminate anything that is a potential danger? And that is okay. This is how our mind works. And this is a blessing because we get to be very cautious. We get to be extremely attentive when it comes to doing new things, maybe dangerous things that may harm us in any way. It's nothing wrong with you, and I want you to embrace your mind. Embrace its amazing way of being built, of caring for you, and for becoming your ally once you begin to train it. You train your mind in this very simple way by simply asking yourself, why do you feel the way that you do? When you start writing down the thoughts that come to your mind, I want you to make a circle when you get to something that is negative, something that you don't feel so comfortable about. Simply get get a circle around it, because when you get to the next question, the next set of why do I feel the way that I do, simply acknowledge this last bit that you found previously. This helps a lot with also rationalizing your fears. When you get to rationalize a fear, your conscious mind actually begins to question it. It begins to wonder whether it is safe to keep that fear in your system, or you can let go of it. And it is indeed fascinating. And this has been one of the strongest, most revelatory exercises that I have ever done on myself at the beginning of my business, because there were so many fears involved. I had so many plans. I wanted to do so many amazing things, but I could not move. I could literally not move an inch, because I would be so afraid of taking decisions, of the unknown, of what other people think, of millions and millions other things that right now are insignificant, because I took those steps, I took those decisions, but it it took me a while until I got to understand that my mind is not my enemy. My mind is my ally as soon as I start to know how to communicate with myself. When I get to have an empowering self talk, that is when things change. That's when I understood that my mind is here to serve me. But it happened that a few years ago, I did not have the right tools to process all of the emotions, all of the negative limiting beliefs that I had no idea how to take out of my system. And this is what our mind does. It stacks everything one on top of the other for the simple reason to protect you, because we may have all sorts of miniature traumas in our life. We may be very disappointed, and that hurts. And your mind is trying and it's doing its best to protect you from any mental pain. When you get disappointed, when you get your heart broken, and not necessarily heartbroken in love, you may have a very strong passion for a product. You want to sell it, and you get a lot of negative feedback from your friends, maybe from your family. You get heartbroken. You had all your hopes, your aspirations, and your passion put in this project, and it went down the drain. This is a lot to do with your mind not knowing how to deal with this new situation. And in order to protect you, it comes up with all sorts of thoughts that are not necessarily beneficial for you rationally, but they are, you can call it comfort thought instead of comfort food. We all know that when we are sometimes in a bad mood, we eat comfort food. Comfort thoughts are the ones that your mind keeps creating so that you feel safe, so that You can avoid this mental pain as much as possible. When you get to understand that your mind gets to be a stronger cheerleader that you could have ever imagined, that's when you start to take those decisions that take you away from a comfort zone of not achieving too much. Let's face it. When we are in the comfort zone, although it's nice and it's warm and it's pleasant, and you have those nice days, nothing happens. You get stuck in the same place over and over again, and you get into a routine that is not helpful for you at all. I know you found this useful. Let me know how this goes for you when you ask yourself this question over and over again 7 times. Why am I feeling the way that I do? Remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel in order to get the notification for the following 2 parts of this series. You also need to click on that bell in order to get the notification that you get to be the first ones watching this great series that I am doing for you this weekend. Remember to share it with a friend and comment. Let me know how this magical question, this is truly magical. It is rather simple for you to put in practice. So let me know how it goes for you, and I cannot wait to talk to you further about this topic. Have an awesome Friday ahead, and I will see you tomorrow with the second part of this series when you will learn how to conquer another major fear in business. Have an awesome weekend ahead.